Hey everybody, welcome back live at Drew's house, Joppa Afternoon Drive. Hope you're all doing well out there. We got ourselves a music show in our Newburyport studios today. I am very excited about that. Our guest today, Mike Gerard, Rich Bartlett from The Fools.
Come in the world crying with a scream and a shout. From that day onward, there's only one way out. You're gonna have a lot of heartache till you get through. So baby, let's go do the things that lovers do. With every minute I'm breathing, I wanna be with you. With every minute we're wasting, I wanna what you do. Well, if hugging and kissing on you ain't right, well, I might as well go and lock me up tonight. There's a lot of things getting in the way of all of our plans that we cannot foresee. A lot of things getting in the way of love. We gotta get to it, baby, get through it. Doing the things that's supposed to come naturally. We eat when we're hungry, we sleep when we're tired, but we're afraid to give in to what love inspires. Make us a little bit crazy, you know it's true. We feel bad about doing the things we gotta do. When you're a little bit lonely in the middle of the night, you're gonna need some hugging, make everything alright. You're gonna call my number till you get through. So baby, let's go do the things that lovers do. Rock me, man. When we're tired, but we're afraid to give in to what love inspires. Make us a little bit crazy, you know it's true. We feel bad about doing the things we gotta do. When you're a little bit lonely in the middle of the night, you're gonna need some hugging, make everything alright. You're gonna call my number till you get through. So baby, let's go do the things that lovers do. Oh baby, let's go do the things that lovers do. Oh baby, let's go do the things that lovers do. Yeah.
Nicely done. Mike Gerard, Rich Bartlett of The Fools. You can catch them coming up here April 5th at the North Shore Music Theater in Beverly. A lovely venue, a new venue for you guys. Thanks for coming in here, first of all, to our Newburyport studios. Awesome to have you guys. Thank you. You sound great. You like the room?
Oh, yeah. It's a little hard to sing that high this early in the morning.
I know.
I'll do my best.
I have more musicians say that. It's odd hours for them when they're singing in the daylight like this, right?
This is still the morning for us.
I haven't quite had breakfast yet.
Very good. All right, so first time on the show for you guys. Little history lesson. Where are you guys from? What brings you this?
We started the band, The Fools, in Ipswich in 1976.
Well,
so this is our 50th year.
50th year.
So go figure that out.
Unbelievable. I have it on good authority that bands aren't that easy to keep together either. From
a lot can go wrong.
No, most bands last 3 years.
Yeah.
But we just won't go away.
Amazing. So, you guys did it, was it professional friends, longtime friends, childhood friends? What's the band makeup?
The other guitar player, Stacy, I've known him since 5 years old.
Oh, my goodness.
And I've known Rich for about 60 years.
Wow.
I know.
It's crazy. It's just crazy.
I mean, it must be the chemistry on stage. I mean, it must be, you guys must know what somebody's thinking before they even...
Yeah, there's a lot of ESP that goes on.
Yeah.
And I think if we didn't have a band, we'd probably have a bowling team. We like hanging together.
I was going to say, you genuinely must like being around these people if you've done it for that long, right?
Oh, absolutely. we've all been in bands that had a lot of drama, and this one doesn't.
Yeah.
So here we are 50 years later and haven't had any big fights.
A lot of small. Not yet, anyway.
Till
Right?
now.
That's funny. A lot of small fights, no big ones. That's the key, I guess, right? Any good band leader. That's what you're looking
I
for.
may disagree, but I don't think he's crazy.
Okay, good deal. Awesome. So you guys, is this like a good run of shows you guys putting together? Or do you
Yes.
always springtime? You always like to come out and try to?
We play year round, but
Yeah.
this April is a big month for us, obviously.
Yes.
And yes, we've got shows in the area, and it's our motto has kind of been, we don't have a plan, we just want to get to the next show. So that's kind of
Yeah.
That's been our business plan for 50 years.
Man, 50 years. So what's the give me some of the stories from the road. What's like the is there a show that?
Well, we toured with all over America, all over Europe.
Yeah.
Back on our own tours, we're backing up Van Halen.
Wow.
We did 38 cities with them in 1981, I think.
No kidding. What was that like?
I was crazy.
Yeah, I imagine.
Well, he was David Lee was a little hard to work with. Now, Eddie, he was golden.
Yeah.
But David Lee, he didn't like opening bands, so. But
In general?
30, yeah, in general. And 38 cities that we made it that far.
No kidding. Why would you have an opening band if you don't like opening bands? I guess it wasn't his decision.
Well, he liked to kind of.
Well, they wanted.
A week, 2 weeks into it, he said, "Tell your lead singer." He wouldn't say it to me.
Yeah.
Through his man, tell the lead singer he can no longer jump off the stage. That's what David Lee does.
Oh, no kidding.
And within a month, we no longer had a deli platter. We just get a little dish of brown M&Ms.
Oh, no.
But we were having a ball at the same time. 'Cause
Yeah.
we're playing in front of 30, 40,000 people every
You're
night.
winning over new fans every night. And,
Yeah,
yeah.
in most cases. And when we went to Europe, we played with Cheap Trick. We played with Journey, some other bands. And
Over Jay Gall, there's tons of bands we opened for.
Yeah.
Gals, yeah. We did Detroit with them for 3 or 4 nights, and they're
With Jay Giles.
yeah,
Yeah.
they've always been huge in this area, but
Yeah.
they own Detroit, or they did back then. It was
Wow.
just Motor City Madness,
You guys are still rocking. Peter Wolf's writing books, I noticed. He's on the...
I bet it's a good book, too.
I bet it
But
is.
he also has his
Yeah.
he does his solo thing, and
Yeah.
and that's really good too. So yeah.
Yeah, well, very cool, man. Those are some great stories. What was your favorite band as far as being on tour with? Was there somebody who was just especially nice, or?
I'd say the Knack.
Oh, well,
Remember My Sharona?
Yeah, that
We backed them up on their Only American tour for that album.
wow.
And it was kind of cool for us because they weren't doing interviews. They wanted to have kind of a little mystique going on. So
Okay, people
we were
talk
the
to
only
you.
band they could talk to. So, yeah. And they'd say, "What are the Knack like?" As opposed to,
Yeah,
Rush was.
Rush was really good.
Rush was good. It is fun.
They actually held the doors one night so we could finish our sound check.
Wow.
Which was
And they bonused us when we played in Providence, Rhode Island, behind them at the Civic Center there, because they knew we'd put some people in the house. So it was
Very
just
cool.
unheard of that bands would do that. But yeah, it was good.
Yeah, and to go back to the Eddie Van Halen story, I don't think I've all the stories you hear are great about him. Like, just a genuinely well liked guy.
Mm-hmm.
It is funny to have a front man who that big still has that kind of jealousy, insecurity. That's the word, right?
You're a cheerleader.
It's really.
And Eddie would say to us, "How's everything going?" And I wanted to say, "Oh," but he had just met Valerie, so she was on tour as well. And
Sure.
And anytime you walk by them, there were little heart balloons over their heads, just sitting in a stairwell. And, "How are you fools doing?" Real good, Eddie.
Yeah, everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
Good. Awesome. Outstanding. Well, the Fool's unbelievable. 50 years. If you had to tell a young musician, a young band leader, what is the advice to the young band leader? Because, you want it? Go for it.
Get out while you still can.
You don't mean it. You love it.
I know, but I get that question. I love giving that answer.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's a tough business, no doubt.
I think it shouldn't feel like you're working in a shoe store or something. It's not an Al Bundy thing. If you don't love it, you won't keep doing it. I mean, we love to play together, and I think if no one came, we would still play. But, it makes it more fun when they do. But it's just, it shouldn't feel like a job. It should feel like fun.
I mean, in some ways, I'm sure some things get harder when you get older. I know that at 38, but it's like I remember seeing Mick Jagger in the Stones last summer or something, and I was just shocked. I was like, in some ways, I think that band's better than ever.
Oh, I agree.
You know,
I
do you guys feel that about you in some ways?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think we have got to the point where if somebody comes in with a new tune that one of us has written, and it's not kind of walking on its own feet within 20 minutes, it's gone.
Yeah.
No hard feelings. It's happened to all of us.
Yep.
So when you run it that way, like a democracy in a sense,
Yep.
It seems to help everybody's mentality.
Sure. Is that how? Because I have talked. I mean, I know there's some hit songs that have come out that people grinded over for weeks and months, years, even. You know, and sometimes those work out to be just fine. But you guys find if it's not that magic,
it's got to have something going to it. I mean, there has to be a reason for it to stand on its own early on. You know,
sure.
Just because it seems as if we early on in the band we had one or two other players who had since retired, but sometimes we'd be 3 hours into working on a song, and it's just it's like breaking rocks in the hot sun. So we don't do that anymore.
Nobody got time for that.
Exactly.
That's too funny. You want to name drop the rest of the band too, because I know you got some people that aren't here today.
Leo Black on drums.
Yep.
Eric Adamson on bass. And my friend from 5 years old, Stacy Pedrick, on guitar. So.
All right. And April.
And Mike Gerard on lead vocal.
Rich Bartlett on guitar and other stuff.
Red guitar.
Red guitar. There you go. I think you guys should do it that night on your shows now. And he's playing other stuff too. That's good. April 5th, North Shore Music Theater.
Yes.
That's a local show for you guys here.
And Fortune is backing us up that night.
Outstanding.
Another really good band.
Yeah, they got a big following around here. You guys have a big following around here. You must, I don't know if you recognize the same faces coming back to see you, but you must really appreciate your diehard fans, huh?
Seeing their grandchildren.
Right.
Literally.
I know.
You meet someone who's like 25. Your music was always played in the house by my grandfather.
Yeah.
And then my father. And then okay.
What a cool thing, though.
Yeah, no, it's
You
great.
know,
It's
like
great.
I always think on a smaller perspective, like I remember just last summer I went to see a band at Thompson's Point that I really liked, and I noticed I don't have kids at 38, but a lot of the people my age do, and I noticed I started seeing a lot of kids on shoulders and everything, and I was like, that must be the coolest thing to be able to like take your kids to a show of a band that like meant so much to you, you know? I liked it.
It kind of makes it feel like a community.
Yeah.
And this is the next part of the tribe coming up.
Sure. Yeah. We'll just keep going until the fans stop.
can.
That's right. Well said. On that note, you guys want to jump into another one? You guys get a little.
What do you want to do? You have
Gee
to
whiz.
edit this out because it's going to take a while.
Okay, we have a song about giving up.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Mike Gerard, Rich Bartlett, The Fools.
We try this.
When times are tough, when you don't have a clue, when hope is lost, when you're really blue, when life becomes an unbearable drudge, when hope is a rock that you can't budge, when everything falls like a house made of cards, when it gets really bad, when it gets really hard, when true love is gone and run off with your dough, when there's nowhere to hide, when there's nowhere to go, just give up. What else can you do? Just give up. It's too hard for you. If you keep trying, you're just gonna fall. So just give up. It's not your fault. When you're down on your luck and your last chance is through, when you're looking for aces but you end up with twos, when you're lost and bewildered in a world full of pain, when somebody's soft breeze becomes your hurricane, when everything's gone and you're deep in a well, when you're down and you're lost in your own living hell, when true love is gone and there's nowhere to hide, when you're all by yourself, no one by your side, just give up. What else can you do? Just give up. It's too hard for you. If you keep trying, you're just gonna fall. So just give up. It's not your fault. So just give up. It's not your
Nicely done. The Fools, Mike Gerard, Rich Bartlett, you guys sounding fantastic.
One more take. I screwed up.
Good for you, Mike. Going for the big notes here early in the day.
It's sort of hitting them.
Nice going. Very good for you. That's fantastic. You guys sound great, though. Is it fun to play as a duo? I know you guys don't do this all the time, but
Once in a great while we
Yeah.
do it. We got invited to a party, and somebody had a guitar, and we were the only fools there. So after some cajoling,
yeah.
it's so hard to get us on stage.
Push you up there, yeah.
Okay.
Sure. The question you've been asked a million times in your life: where'd the name the Fools come from? Who settled on it? Ooh, maybe you haven't been asked a million times.
It was going to be 5 desperate men.
Sure. Yeah.
And then it was going to be 5 desperate fools, and it was getting hard to fit that on a marquee, so just...
The Masked Mohawks was definitely out.
Yeah, there you go. The Masked Mohawks. That's great. The Fools has a nice it's a nice catchy ring to it. Probably shorter is most bands, I guess, keep it tight on the names. So that's that's the idea.
And plus, it was around the time we started, New Wave was still a year or two away, but all the bands in the New Wave time period were the something.
Yes. Yeah.
And even they became the Stones instead of the Rolling
Sure.
Stones. at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it kind of fit that as well. Not that we had planned that, but
I mean, you guys have to think about the waves of music that you guys have outlasted too. And not maybe outlasted is the wrong word, but you've come through this industry, and all these other different kinds of music have made its way in. What's your take on present day, the stuff you're hearing from the kids, shall we?
We listen to what? We listen to the college stations.
Yeah.
You hear people our age say, "There's no good music.
Sure.
It's all crap." But you listen to college stations, and you'll have their take on psychedelic, their take on punk, their take on new wave, their take on country, and it's great stuff. So.
Yeah.
It's more organic than, there's a lot of music that's like put together. They find a writer, they get the right musicians, they get an arranger, they do this and that, and that produces good music. But just personally, we just prefer a more organic thing.
Yeah.
I'd rather see somebody slugging out in the clubs and
Sure.
and doing it that way and coming up with something rather than something that's polished, professional, and just so rehearsed that there's no spontaneous, whatever that word is I'm trying to say.
Spontaneity.
It's got no soul.
Yeah. Raw. There's that raw
Yeah,
soul.
right.
Yeah.
I'd rather watch somebody playing bad and really trying than somebody who's like just doing it because they've done it 1,000 times and going to do it that way every time.
Some of my favorite concert moments, actually, that Rolling Stones show, right? It's a funny story because they come out at Gillette Stadium, and I hadn't seen the Stones in like 10 years. They were at Gillette like 10 years before that, so I was in college in those days. Now I'm 10 years later, and I'm just curious I wasn't sure what they're like live anymore. You know, I hadn't seen them, and I know they have a full backing band. It's not just the Stones anymore,
Right.
so I'm thinking that maybe they carry the load. But Keith walks right out, and it's "Start Me Up" is their opener.
Nice.
And he blows one of the notes though, like on "Start Me Up." It's like dun and like dun, and then the next part didn't sound like that. He missed the part of it. It was. Yeah, it was something, and like he knew it, and he laughed, and Mick laughed, and I was like, these guys are still all right. They're plugged in and as loud as can be, and I loved it. It was a great concert moment for me because it just made me. It felt he felt alive, like it was there, you know.
And you feel like they're doing it because they love it, not because they're making millions of dollars doing it.
Yes.
You know, it's just it's one of those. But yeah, you get to see sometimes we make mistakes all the time.
Yeah. They're purely intentional, though.
If they're glaring, we'll actually stop the song.
Yeah.
Just, no.
Done that.
We have like a little water cooler moment, like what the hell is that? But it's you know, it humanizes whatever show you're doing as well, you know.
Yeah. No, I think people like that. Because that is my complaint, I guess, with today's music. I'm not one of those that complains about all today's music either, but there is a lot of like just it's not just a complete lip sync. Like are they plugged in at all? I don't think so, you know. And where's those sounds coming from? Like nobody has that instrument on stage.
Yeah.
It is
And the
kind
recorded background vocals.
Oh yeah, you know, it can be a little cringy sometimes actually, but I don't know. I guess to each his own, I guess, as they say. Again, the Fools in House here. They will be playing April 5th at the North Shore Music Theater in Beverly, a lovely part of town. Actually, my girlfriend lives one street over from the North Shore Music Theater in Beverly. Did you know this?
Is she coming?
Now she is, yes.
Have her open her window.
Oh, man. No, we were talking off before the show, though. You guys have never played North Shore Music Theater,
No.
right? You played around here a lot, but never North Shore. Okay, so you're excited about
It's
it.
the first time, and I know a lot of the places we play in the region, you know, Blue Ocean, Tupelo,
Yep.
Places like that, are just music venues, and North Shore Music Theater also has, you know,
They've had theater,
show
comedy.
music, comedy, all that. So
Yeah.
it's the first time we've played in a venue that's not strictly.
Yes.
But you know, great, should be fun.
Yeah, is that exciting for you? Do you still like going to new venues? I would love going to.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as all the equipment works.
Yeah, there you go. That's right. Yeah, that would be a big key for me, I think. So yeah, it's an exciting one. Again, the Fortune is opening. That's an April 5th show.
Good guys.
Yeah, they are. I've always heard good things about Fortune. Mike Gerard, Rich Bartlett. Is there a particular song in your set right now that you guys are like completely digging right now? Like this is your favorite part of the set, or?
You know, if we'd have to have the whole band here, I think, to.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, you don't have to play it. I was just
Yeah.
curious from.
Is it anything you want to like really butcher?
You smile every time you put him in tough spots. Is that part of the relationship, Rich? Here, Mike, try this.
Apparently. You want to do it tonight? Or you want to do something else?
Something else. How's that
Okay.
go?
How's it go? Life sucks, then you die. She makes me feel big. I'll just name every song. Okay, how about Won't Grow Up?
How's that go?
I love watching you guys work this out. Actually, don't mind me. I'm just gonna.
I don't wanna grow up. I don't wanna be a man. I wanna stay a kid for as long as I can. If growing up means I must be anything I don't wanna be, I'll never grow up, never grow up, never grow up. Not me. I don't wanna grow up. I don't wanna wear a tie.
You don't want to wear a tie.
And a serious expression every time I get high. If growing up means I must be anything I don't wanna be, I'll never grow up, never grow up, never grow up. Not me. Not me. I won't grow up. I don't want to go to school.
You don't want to go to school.
Just to learn to be a parent.
Just to learn to be a parent.
And recite the golden rule.
Recite the golden rule.
If growing up means I must be anything I don't want to be, I never grow up, never grow up, never grow up. Not me. Not me. Not me.
Nicely done, Mike Gerard and Rich Bartlett from The Fools. I feel like I've played a part in your set list now because I steered you in that direction. Sorry about that.
That's fine.
Thank you, boys, for humoring me. Very nice.
We always have plans when we go in, and they always change, so.
Well, that's the best part about music, right? Actually, I had somebody on the show. He played. I won't say her name, mega superstar, who maybe you guys know. I'll tell you afterwards. But he did a huge pop star and has passed away. But went on tour with her for a few months and just said every single show was so same set list, same everything.
Yeah.
That to the point where they tried something on a solo. He played piano,
Yep.
keys. He tried something different one night. And after the show, called everybody back, ran through the set list, and said, "That's right there. It was right there during the show. That's not the solo." And he was like, "I had to leave because it was taking my soul from me." It was,
You know what's funny? When we were playing with Van Halen, David Lee would say the same thing every single night, no matter what city
In
we
the
were
same
in.
spot.
Really,
In
yeah.
the same spot.
Same words.
Eddie, though, you'd be
would
ready
take
for a
liberties.
solo, and he would play something different every night.
Wow.
And he'd be out in the front of the stage just looking like it's blowing my mind, too, when he just had that
Yeah.
joy of playing. And every night it was, there were a few songs we'd always go to side stage just to, what's he going to do tonight?
Sure.
Which is,
Yeah.
kind of the opposite of what you're talking about.
I know. Yeah, it is. It's crazy how it all works. How about you guys individually? Influences from back in the day that you really, made you want to pick up the guitar, made you want to sing? Who are your guys and
Jeez,
women?
A lot of guys.
Yeah.
A lot, like
Jay Giles, for instance.
Yeah.
The Kinks.
when I started, it was like the Ventures, Walk Don't Run, or Link Ray.
Yeah.
These are probably names that people have forgotten.
Muddy Waters,
Dwayne Eddy,
B.B. King.
and that came later. The blues came later. It was like surf bands when I started.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden people were singing. It was the English Invasion. It was like, oh no.
I, on the other hand, now people are singing.
All these years, we're working on playing Pipeline. And
That's funny. Because you guys do kind of, you can hear different spots in your music. You can venture into like a punk sound sometimes with you.
Right.
But there, and I know you've seen all those eras. And did you find yourself picking and choosing from naturally the moment of the?
whatever you like. Just
Yeah, we play what we
find
like.
Yeah.
I know it sounds stupid, but we play what we like.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it finds its way. It finds its way into what we do. It's like you learn something, and you might not actually do that song, but that element goes into your DNA somewhere, and
Yeah.
it comes out when you least expect it.
I remember seeing Muddy Waters on the stage years ago when I was a kid, and the band starts. They do a little jump before he comes on stage.
Sure.
And then he comes out and he owned it. He just owned it.
Yeah.
And he was funny as well, which I didn't anticipate.
Yeah.
But it was just. I saw him a number of times after that, but. I was trying to think, what can I steal?
Yeah. Well, you talk about, Jay Giles being one of those guys that you looked up to, and then you end up, touring with them.
Yeah.
What is that like when you start meeting your idols and, I'm going to open for you? Okay.
It was great.
Yeah.
It was great. I used to work at a coffee house in Ipswich when I was I was probably 16 or 17. And they came in one night when they were still the Jay Giles Blues Band.
Oh, okay.
And at that point, they didn't even have Seth on the keyboards, but it just, I couldn't believe how good they were.
Wow.
And I was in a high school band. I thought, I might as well quit.
Yeah.
It'll never get done.
Yeah. That's what Springsteen said about Prince,
Oh, I can believe
He
it.
went to go see Prince, and he goes, whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
We had the same experience.
Yeah.
We had the same record company for a while. So Prince was, before he became the monster that he did become, in a positive way.
Yes. Yeah.
We went to see him at the Paradise, 500 people
You saw Prince of the Paradise?
Yeah.
That's a pretty cool story.
Oh, man. And he was everything anybody could possibly be. An incredible singer.
Yeah.
An incredible guitar player. Plus, he spun and went into a split.
Yeah.
And when he hit the floor, he had the guitar up so he wouldn't, it was like, it was the most amazing thing. And then he kind of like almost rubber banded himself back up, and
Yeah.
I couldn't believe anybody could do that.
He was something.
It really was.
Yeah, and honestly, I had that feeling too. I remember he was one of those guys that I had a chance to see, and I had to pass because like I had a family thing in Maine, and like I kind of I should get to Maine. I'll see Prince the next time, and I hate that feeling of there was no next time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I missed that, and I hate that. It still bothers me. Like
I know what you mean. It's just there was a magic that he had, and we ended up seeing him, I think, at the Worcester Centrum or something some years later.
Yeah.
When he was doing the big places, and that's when he had a basketball hoop on stage.
Yeah.
And
seen those
somebody else
pictures.
was soloing, he was taking jump shots.
He did love his
I
basketball.
love playing basketball,
Yeah.
but I don't know how I do in front of 20,000 people if I,
Yeah.
You brought this out here. You better make that friggin' shot.
Comfortable in his own skin would be an understatement.
Yeah,
Huh?
you bet, you bet.
It was amazing. What's it like playing those bigger places? Because you guys you did the whole club scene, and that's obviously how you're brought up. And then suddenly, it probably happens quickly to you, right? Overnight, you're like, oh, okay, this is a very large place opening for.
In some ways, it's not different.
I've heard that. Yeah.
Yeah.
We do what we do, whether it's 10 people in the audience
We're trying to play the room. You know
Right.
what I mean?
or
Yeah.
10,000. It's never been intimidating.
Yeah.
Except for maybe once.
Yeah, well,
We had one show.
I played a PTA meeting in the 6th grade. That was really terrible.
Nervous as hell.
But
Yeah.
that was it.
Yeah.
We were getting a lot of airplay with a song called Psycho Chicken back in 1978 or 79. And so in Boston and in Worcester, we're getting heavy airplay.
Sure.
So we were hired to back up the Doobie Brothers in Portland, Maine.
Oh, wow.
No airplay. We're only going to do a half-hour set. And Skunk Baxter knew of us because people at BCN said, hey, you're going to like these guys, whatever.
Yep.
So we come out, and the the house lights are still on. People are finding their seats, and some of them have their back to us,
Mm-hmm.
We had a lot of costume change shtick going on.
Okay.
Third song in, I go back behind the amps and get an army helmet, wrap myself in a flag, and I have a broom on a guitar strap. And we have a song called World War II, and this is gonna kill them. They're gonna love this. And so it goes, Jap Zero in a dead dive. I can't get warm enough in the stinking jungle. Goddamn army chow. Anyhow,
Wow.
they started growling at us.
Really?
And I want to say 2 songs later, they were throwing things, literally.
Wow.
And matter of fact, those old, I guess you'd call them pot pipes they used to make out of plumbing parts?
Yeah.
I got conged off the side of the
No
helmet.
kidding.
We were knee deep in crap, and we still had another 10 minutes to go. on
Oh,
the
my
set.
goodness.
And I'm looking around at everybody, and we're all kind of smirking because you either quit and never play it again,
Yeah.
or you try to get through. So
Well, you certainly
we
got
were
their
dodging
attention.
things after a while.
You were what? Sorry?
Dodging stuff that was coming at the
That
stage.
bad, huh?
They booed us. It's hard to explain this. It was almost a unifying thing for us to get booed by 11,000 people, and however many were there. And it kind of, in a way, we united the audience.
Yeah.
Maybe not positively.
Sure. Yeah.
But at the end of the night, Skunk Baxter came backstage before they went on and said, that was amazing. And I said, what show did you see? And he said, I want to bring you guys out for the encore. I said, no, I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
So anyhow, at the end of the night, they're doing, after they played 8 or 10 #1 songs. And great. So he says, let's hear it for the mayor who's here tonight. Let's hear it for all the people that work here. Yeah. Let's hear it for the fools. And the whole place went, so we didn't go out.
Was it possibly worse than? Was it better than you thought? Maybe out there, maybe not, or was it just you had the complete feel for it?
It was the first big show we'd ever played. I mean, other than a couple thousand.
Okay.
And the first arena kind of thing we did. But like I say, I looked around. I didn't see any fear in the band other than
Nice.
fear of getting hit by something.
Sure, yeah.
But we were going to finish. We should. I imagine some bands at some point just leave the stage. But,
Yeah.
that would have been a bad idea. So
You finished up.
Didn't even occur to us.
Built some. You had that inner toughness there, right, man?
We got our stage scars that night.
The newspaper articles read, "This band unifies people like you wouldn't believe." Brings people together. Again, Mike Gerard, Rich Bartlett of The Fools. They play North Shore Music Theater April 5th. This is your first time on this show, live at Drew's House, Joppa Afternoon Drive, which means you have to be roped into a little bit of rapid fire here. First thing that comes to your mind. This is what we do to all first-time guests, all right?
What is it?
Rapid fire. First thing that comes to your mind. It's pretty easy questions.
Okay.
At least I think they're easy. That has gone down a weird road for me before.
Need a pen and paper?
No. Let's start easy. Who wants the first one? We'll keep going back and forth. Yeah, you want the tough spot? All right. We'll start with Mike. Then
Ask him all of them.
they're all the same question. We'll go both of you. I like it both. All right. Favorite food?
Pizza.
Chili.
Favorite venue in the world to play?
Oh dear, I don't want to insult anybody here. I would say a mix between the Tupelo and the Blue Ocean.
Okay. Look.
Today.
Today's the fifth favorite.
This is your favorite venue? Perfect. That's the end of the show, folks. No, just kidding.
No. I mean, as of today, those are our favorite.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Is there, other than New England, pick a city what's your favorite city to play?
Oh, I think San Francisco.
San Fran?
Yeah.
New Orleans.
New
Oh,
Orleans.
that was a good one too.
That's another good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good music cities, right? Nicest man in rock and roll. Yeah, not you. Can't count you.
Nicest man in rock
Outside
and
of your
roll.
band.
I would say I just went blank at his name. The lead singer of Rush,
Oh,
Geddy.
yeah.
Oh, he couldn't have been cooler.
Is that right?
He couldn't have
Yeah.
been cooler
Yeah.
to us. He at the time we were they were heading to Boston. We were backing him up in Providence, and he was so excited about going to Fenway Park.
Yeah.
So we
To see a
talked-
baseball game?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, so
Because
many concerts there now. You never
he's
know,
a
right?
little guy, but he came out stage. He had a Red Sox hat on and a baseball bat on his shoulder. That's kind of a good look.
Yeah.
But so we talked baseball, and once again, the shows we did with them. Did you guys get a sound check? Not yet. Okay, hold the doors.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'm forgetting some other people that have been really nice to us over the years.
Well, we're older now. We do tend to forget.
Yeah, a lot of shows, right? How about the best, as far as just pure, you guys couldn't stop watching, best live band do you remember being side stage for or whatever?
Jeez, there's a few.
There's a few, yeah.
remember,
You go first.
I would say Jeff Beck at the Boston Tea Party, or Jethro Tull at the Tea Party. Or,
I would say-
back in late '60s, we're talking, but
Yeah.
Any Jay Giles show from the first 4 or 5 years they were together was just jaw-dropping
Yeah.
for me. And a lot of other people, apparently.
Yeah, I think so. Who's the worst guy? Never mind. I won't ask that one.
I may have already answered that one.
I think you did, actually. Yeah. I think you're right. You've given us more than you had to on that one. Very cool. If you hadn't, this is the last one, too. A lot of young musicians come in here, and as you guys know, I mean, I see so much talent that just comes into these studios, and some of them are, small venues, and just I say to myself, how are you not a star? These songs are amazing that you've written, and maybe a couple breaks along the way, or maybe a couple decisions along the way, whatever the case may be. But what is your advice to the young musician that's kind of on that circuit, grinding, trying to?
If you love it, don't quit.
Yeah, simple as that.
If you love it, don't quit. If it starts to become a job, you're in the wrong business.
Perfect.
absolutely. I have to say the same thing. If you'll find, as I found, I have to do it. It's not even a choice.
Yeah, I understand
That's
that.
true.
Yeah,
That's true.
yeah.
I don't know what else I would do.
As he clutches that guitar extra tight, you see that?
Take this away from me.
Nine.
Oh man! April 5th, you're at the North Shore Music Theater. The Fools, Mike. If you had to tell anybody who has never seen the Fools before, it's a reason to come out to the show. What are you going to give them?
A party.
It's one big
A
party.
party with it'll feel like we're in your living room at some point, whether you want us or not.
They'll feel still be better when they leave than they felt when they got there.
That's a good one. I like
Good
that.
stuff. They're great people over there. Bill
Yeah.
and Karen, Ness and Benny, and
I'm sure.
they're as good as it gets over there. So you guys will have a great night. Thank you guys so much for making some time for us
Thank you,
here in
Joe.
Newburyport.
Pleasure, absolute
We
pleasure.
appreciate it. I had a blast. This is this was great. I enjoyed hearing you guys. You guys want to play us out with a little bit as I say goodbye? Even a jam or something? I don't.
No.
No.
Can't think of anything.
How about I'll whistle a song?
Thank you to Maeve. Thank you to Sarah Hayden, the boss, and our small but mighty team here in Newburyport. We appreciate you so much. Mike Gerard, Rich Bartlett, The Fools. They've been amazing. Go see them April
Thank
5th,
you, Drew.
North Shore Music Theater.